Hello and welcome to Have Fun Cooking. Today we're going to be making meatloaf, and these are some of the ingredients that we're going to need for the meatloaf. We have the hamburger, we have frozen, it doesn't have to be frozen, but this is frozen green peppers, frozen onions. I have a pat of garlic right here that's chopped up, an egg, Worcestershire sauce, this is Italian seasoning, some prepared mustard that you see right here, milk, salt and pepper, and here's some bread, and we're going to use a food processor to make some breadcrumbs, and we're also going to put a glaze on it later. Now the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and saute our vegetables and then add this to it. Okay, we have our pan on medium heat, and we're going to put some oil in our pan. I'd say about a table to 2 tablespoons of oil in our pan. When that warms up a little bit, we're going to saute our vegetables. Okay, here's our onion. This is about 1 small onion, and this is our green peppers. This is about half of a green pepper. You can add as much or as little as you like. Okay, this is going to saute for a while, and then when this is almost done, then we're going to put our garlic in there. Okay, so now let's go make breadcrumbs. Okay, so now we're going to make breadcrumbs, and what we need are a few slices of bread, and we're going to put them in our food processor. For this, we need about a cup of breadcrumbs. If you don't want your meatloaf to fall apart and be crumbly, then you want to add enough breadcrumbs and enough moisture. So we're going to soak our breadcrumbs in milk once we're done. This is a good amount of bread. We're going to measure these breadcrumbs. Also, if you don't have breadcrumbs, you can use oatmeal too. And here's another half a cup. So we have more than what we need of breadcrumbs. So I would say start out with like 2 pieces of bread first. And then if you need more, you can always add more. But we're going to save these breadcrumbs for later, for another meal. Okay, these are looking very good. So now it's time to add the garlic. And we're only going to cook the garlic as long as it takes, about a minute, for you to smell it. When the garlic becomes fragrant, that's when you know to turn this off the heat and let this cool so we can add this to our mixture. To this cup of breadcrumbs, we're going to add about a cup of milk. And to this, we're going to add our egg. We scrambled up 1 egg. We're going to let this mixture sit and soak while the vegetables are cooling off. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes and the vegetables have cooled off, so go ahead and put these into your mixture. So we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce, about 2 tablespoons. Next, we're going to add some mustard, also about 2 tablespoons. Next, we're going to add some Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon, and then we're going to add some black pepper, about a teaspoon, about 2 teaspoons of salt. You can use any salt that you have on hand. So I just added 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. Now we're going to mix this and add the ground beef. You can also add another meat like some ground pork or ground veal or whatever you have. And now I'm going to freeform it into a 9x13 dish. Here's my 9x13. You don't need a grease or anything. The meatloaf will provide plenty of that. Put this in here and then form it up. Wet your hands a little bit and then go ahead and form your loaf. Put this in the oven on 350. Cook this for about 30 minutes. And at the 30-minute mark, we're going to put a glaze on top and let that cook for another 15 minutes or so till it's done. Now to make the glaze, and these are ingredients that you need. You need some, you can use ketchup, but if you don't have ketchup, you can use tomato sauce, brown sugar, and some apple cider vinegar. And we're going to put it in a pan and let it cook a little bit until it becomes a little shiny. We're going to set that to the side until we're ready to put that on top of the meatloaf. The first thing we're going to do is put this full 8-ounce can of tomato sauce in here. So we use the whole can. If you want more sauce, add another can of tomato sauce. And this is truly a sauce that you have to add to taste. Alright, you do want a little bit of apple cider vinegar to give it that tang. We're going to add a teaspoon, and then we're going to add some brown sugar. We're going to add 3 tablespoons. You can add less if you like. And it don't have to be packed or anything. It's just 3 tablespoons. Here's the sauce that's bubbling. You can take this off the heat now and wait. So whenever 30 minutes come up, you can put this over your meatloaf and cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes till it's done. Okay, here is our meatloaf, and I've taken some of that oil out of it. So now we're going to glaze it. Just pour some over the top, and whatever you have left over, just keep that for when it's done. And you can pour some extra over the meatloaf when you serve it up. So let's put this back in the oven. Right, so here's the meatloaf. So let's cut into it. Okay, so here's our meatloaf. It's very moist and juicy. You can see right there. Okay, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future videos. Thanks.